Hey guys, this is going to be short and sweet. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a wonderful weekend. I went out last night, didn't get home till 6 a.m. Pretty tired, to say the least. My friends just left. We hung out by the pool, ordered some pizza, and I just dropped them off. So I thought I'll do a quick live because I've been getting a lot of emails saying, why are you not going live as often anymore? So here's one for you. I'm going to discuss how everything's connected. I'll focus on Arsenal beating Crystal Palace, and I'll discuss Barcelona beating Real Madrid. Why I'm happy with that, because I have Arsenal to win the league and Barca to win La Liga. So I'll explain all my futures and everything, and where I see the season ending up in these leagues. And I'll discuss an NBA game I just did where Miami Heat went down pretty big and came back again. Another one of my codes becoming plus money in play, and they dominate the fourth quarter because I tell you all the NBA is all about the fourth quarter. Been telling you that for almost 2 years. It's about the fourth quarter. Hey Teresa, hey 6079 Smith, woo baby. I do a loud woo, but my throat's sore. Hope you well. You are in the room 201. I don't know what you mean. My apartment number's 3. 193 days. ED after his birthday, 193 equals 44th prime. 112 weeks after the last FA Cup goal, Jesuit operates in 112 nations. Bruno Fernandes, brace equals 112. You can go 44-10 with a brace. Jesuit order equals 144. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Man United have a phenomenal riddle to win that FA Cup. My good friend Ashley was like, he's starting to see through it all now. He doesn't even fully comprehend what I do with the numbers. But it's like, look how they've just set it up so Man United play Man City in the FA Cup final. Just be aware with that. Be aware. There's no gimmies in professional sports. We see major upsets. But if they do Man United, Man City, yeah, it'll be deep. It'll be a deep final to code that. That was a good job, later 99. Great job, mate. I'm going to break down the Arsenal game and then Barcelona. Later 99, I think the code was fantastic. Just, again, I would be very, very careful using the word lock with anything. It wasn't a lock that he would get a brace. If it was a lock, you would have put every single dollar you own on the bet. So there's no locks. It's a great code. There's no locks, mate. I've seen better codes miss. So let me break this down. Arsenal code, right? Some may say is a lock. There are no locks. So I said all season, well, I said years ago, I've even said it in my Queen book. I've said multiple videos from 18 months to 2 years ago. Arsenal are connected to Queen Elizabeth. She supported Arsenal, and mother supported Arsenal. Arsenal, the only team that's ever gone to Buckingham Palace and sat down and had tea with Queen Elizabeth, the invincible team where they went undefeated in the league. So I said Arsenal can advance to 69 points with a win. Enormous number with the Queen. Palace can stay on 6 league wins and 9 draws. And go back and watch my live stream about Patrick Vieira getting fired, who was the captain for Arsenal during their invincible season. All coded, guys. Everything from sackings to who scores, to who wins the leagues, to who gets sent off. It's all code, and ain't man doing it. Queen Elizabeth in gematria equals 69. And that's interesting because she was coronated exactly 69 weeks after becoming the queen. Just know that 6 times 9 is 54. And she died the 251st day of the year, the 54th prime, 5 months and 4 days before Super Bowl 57, because it's all connected. So, as I mentioned, she was an Arsenal fan, and she resided in a palace, Crystal Palace. Arsenal's first game in the Premier League season was against Crystal Palace, where they won. All right, they opened the season at Palace and Arsenal on a Friday night. I've told you Martinelli Gabriel, which connects to the Archangel, Gabriel. He opened the scoring. He was born the 18th of June, 1806. And I told you coronavirus was declared a global pandemic exactly 18 years and 6 months after 9/11. Arsenal started the season after 11 games, 9 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, 9/11. Okay. The first Premier League coach to test positive for coronavirus was Mikel Arteta, super connected to coronavirus. If you're watching this and you're on my website, you know everything that I'm saying. If you're new, you're probably like, whoa. Arsenal will become 22-3-3. I rave on about master numbers all the time. All right. And they got their 11th home win. So the 3 master numbers are 11, 22, and 33. All right. Those numbers get you 66, by the way. That's the number of points they came into with this game. Number of the beast equals 66. The book of Revelation, the 66th and final book, is playing out right in front of us. The Church of Satan, founded in 66. So those numbers, 11, 22, and 33, they have a lot of energy and a lot of power because they're master numbers. All right. Arsenal can get their 28th win of the season exactly 28 weeks before their foundation date anniversary. And it's their 28th game in the league. Now, when did Arsenal score? They opened the scoring after 28 minutes. All right. It was the 28th game. They could get their 28th win in all competitions, 28 weeks before the foundation date, and they opened the scoring after 28 minutes. 28 is a perfect number. It's considered to be a perfect number. It's the 7th triangular number. Arsenal opened the scoring after 28 minutes. Who assisted Martinelli? Number 7. I told you all ages ago, didn't I? Put Martinelli in your fantasy team. If you're still playing fantasy football, told all my good mates who've put him in, apart from Calf, it was like, I didn't manage to squeeze him in, son. I said, Martinelli is going to keep banging towards the end of the season with his numbers, with his 186, with his number 11 on his jersey. And he scored again. 6 goals in 6 Premier League games. Saka's 28th appearance, nice. So I told you 28 is the 7th triangular number. Saka was the man of the match. He got 2 goals, number 7. Saka scored the 64th goal of Arsenal this season. Nice. Coronavirus declared a global pandemic. 3/11, the 64th prime. I've coded Saka multiple times in the videos about Saka. Palace can stay on 6 wins versus Arsenal in 16 draws. 616 is the alternate number of the beasts. And also 6 plus 16 is 22, and Arsenal got their 22nd win in the league. Palace can get their 13th league loss 1 month and 3 days before what would have been the Queen's upcoming birthday. 13 connects to 41, doesn't it? 41's the 13th prime. That's why Kobe Bryant died at age 41 with his 13-year-old daughter. So why do you think the score finished 4-1? To give Palace their 13th league loss 1 month and 3 days before what would be the Queen's birthday. All right, you can see those things. And that's where the people who do bet in play can go, right, okay, wait, 41, 13th prime, he's discussed all these 13s. I bet there's no more goals in this game. Just betting smart, guys. There's not many people that can because they don't have the knowledge. Don't have the knowledge. So Arsenal won. And you know my story with my futures, the stuff that I've called. So I'll be honest with you with my futures this season and in football. All right. Right at the beginning of the season, for about the first half of the season, I said Man City and Haaland would be the golden boot. Didn't bother looking deep into Arsenal because I thought there's no chance. I looked at the squad. I thought, yeah, they got the Queen and coronavirus connections. I didn't notice the war theme with Arsenal. I didn't notice the red theme. That wasn't there when I was coding who was going to win the Premier League. I then did the most insane code on Arsenal about 8 games ago or something. And they've won every game since in the league. And they were plus 130. So Man City was still favourites. It was like Arsenal. Barcelona La Liga before the season began. Connected to Xavi. Connected to the Queen. Connected to Maradona. That win today for Barcelona against Real Madrid were huge for that future. Like huge. That's pretty much signed, sealed, delivered, in my opinion, now La Liga. After that. And all the 22s that I always talk about, I told Thomas Lockwood this. Barcelona now 22 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. That's 22-22. It's that master builder number, guys. The upcoming 9/11 2023 is exactly 22 years after 9/11 2001. I said to keep an eye on that date because it's exactly 42 months after coronavirus was declared a global pandemic. And Barcelona, Ajax, and Arsenal all became 9-1-1 in their leagues 42 days after the anniversary of 9/11. Insane. So looks like Barcelona are going to win it. I said Ajax in the Dutch league, not a good result for them today. They're now 6 points behind Feyenoord, still not over. I said Napoli, Serie A. They won 4-0 today. They're pretty much done and dusted, all connected to Diego Maradona. All right, read my World Cup book. United should win the FA Cup. I like Spurs and United. I mainly did like Spurs, but the code for United's outrageous. League Cup, I didn't even do a future for that. I stayed away from the Bundesliga because if you say Bayern, people just laugh at you. Bayern for the Champions League I've got, but now they've joined Man City. We'll see what happens there, but I still think Bayern. So anyways, let me go to the league table now with Arsenal. So I told you all those master numbers. 11th home win, 22nd win in the league. Stay on 3 draws, stay on 3 losses. All right. And I said I'm riding Arsenal to win their games until Arteta comes off 19 draws and 33 losses with Arsenal in the Premier League because Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany in 1933. Then Arsenal connects to war, Arsenal, the Gunners. So they've now scored 66. 11 plus 22 plus 33 is 66. All right. Goals against 26. Queen Elizabeth was born 1926. She became the Queen February the 6th, 26. She died 2 months and 6 days before King Charles's birthday. There's way more 26s. She was coronated the 2nd of June, which can be written 26. The World Cup final was 101 days after she died, the 26th prime. England got knocked out of the World Cup on Joe Burrow's 26th birthday, quarterback for Cincinnati Bengals, who connect to the Queen. The Queen connections with Cincinnati. So Arsenal have an 8-point lead over City now. City have won 19 games, the 8th prime. City's next game's against Liverpool. That'll be huge. That'll be huge if Man City drop points there. I'll probably code that out of interest. But I know Liverpool are sitting on those 42 points. But I'll code that game for sure. Man City right now, their goal difference is 42, plus 42. Everywhere, man. So I'm going to break down an NBA code that I did, which a lot of people took in play because they know that I'm pretty much 80-85% the whole season in the NBA. And the way I code the NBA is on a different planet. It really is. And again, if you're on my website, you all know that. Heat should win. All right. I do these codes because I know you can bet in play. The Heat became plus money multiple times. They were down by 7 going into the 4th. All right. Miami Heat equals 56. Detroit can get the 56 season loss. This is huge. Pistons can drop to 929 at home. Today is Derek Chauvin's birthday, who killed George Floyd. He knelt on him for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. So on George Floyd's death, on Derek Chauvin's birthday, who killed George Floyd by kneeling on him for 9 minutes and 29 seconds, the Pistons dropped to 929. Told you, all connected. 9 plus 29 is 38. Death's 38 in Gematria. RIP's 38. Murder's 38. 929 is the 158th prime, and the Jesuits were recognized by the Catholic Church on the 15th of August, 1508. The Jesuits worship the sun, and today is Sunday. Miami can get their 32nd road win versus the Pistons 3 months and 2 days after Pope Francis's birthday. And the Society of Jesus logo is that of a sun with 32 rays. Just know 3 months and 2 days is 131 days, the 32nd prime. 15th versus 7th, 157 is the 37th prime. Pistons can get 37th conference loss. Detroit equals 37, and they can stay on 37 home wins versus the Heat. 139th game between the teams. 139 is the 34th prime. The Heat can stay on 34 losses. Heat equals 34. 34 is the 9th Fibonacci number, and Pistons can stay on 9 home wins. So you do codes at this level. Unless your team's getting blown by 15 points with like 3 minutes left, my codes are pretty much going to hit. So one of the things I'm really proud of is teaching people how to see through the code. All right. Gary B, if you're watching, my pleasure. I'm just reading the comments. Alva Rebel, my pleasure. So just teaching you to not be emotional with it. I'd rather people didn't bet. Hey, Shadig, but that's not on me. That's not on me to tell people what to do. But when it comes to actually coding and seeing how the game's playing and looking at the odds and staying calm and realizing it's all a show, it's all a production, it's all coded. It's not the players, it's not the talent of the players, it's the code. Hey, Luis Lopez, you're able to see clearly when you go through your life making decisions emotionally, more often than not, it's going to bite you in the ass. You have to see with clarity. All right. So hopefully Barcelona take that league. Napoli, let me check Serie A. I'm sure they pretty much sealed it. And they were big. I think they were 7-1 to win Serie A. And look at them, they're killing it. Done. I better not say that, but they're 19 points ahead of Lazio. It should be done and dusted. That all about Maradona. The stadium is named after him, guys. Literally, the stadium's named after him. Argentina winning the World Cup was heavily connected to Maradona. Remember, Aguero played his last ever game for Barcelona. Well, his last ever game as a professional footballer on Diego Maradona's birthday. So Napoli just beat Torino 4-0. Torino connects to the Bull, which connects to the Beast. Keep talking about 99 because it connects to 9/11 because 9 times 11 is 99, and Napoli were founded 8-1, August the 1st, which is 81, which is 9 times 9. And I told you the stadium's a Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. It's crazy. One of the best players in the world right now is Napoli's number 77. And that all connects to 9/11, guys, because Flight 77 reportedly hit the 77-foot-tall Pentagon in Washington, D.C. on the 77th Meridian West, 77 minutes after taking off. That's why that number 77 for Napoli, they're talking about him as being one of the best players currently in the world. I agree, Johnny G. Super Bowl in Arizona. Arizona's player, Pat Tillman, died 5-7 days before Kobe. Wow. Didn't know that. Today is 2-3-8 days since the Pistons' first game in Detroit. That connects to Kobe as well. So it's baffling, guys. I just wanted to break this down for you, show you how deep this all is. Hopefully you respect the code, appreciate the code. See Southampton do 3-3 with Tottenham. That was in a big Adolf Hitler riddle. It's outrageous. It really is. Leeds won 4-2, another 42. Wolves, we got all of these. Wolves in sheep's clothing. Again, all these late goals, guys. like Barcelona won really late. If you're in my community and you're watching now, if you ever take a draw, like you've got to be better, guys. If you ever take a draw and you've put money on a draw and it gets to the 85th minute and they're drawing, you take your money or you cover. So let's say it's 1-1. You cover over 2.5 goals. You do a tiny little hedge on both teams if they're plus 900. You've got to be smart. Do you not see how many late goals there are? You have to be fully aware of the code, whatever the sport is. Say you've placed a bet on baseball, right? And your team's gone up 6-0 in the first inning. And you think, okay, this is over. This is done. And they're offering you 70%, 75%. After the first inning, cigar. I know I used to always take it. Around 70, 75%. I go, wow, in one inning, I've just pretty much won all that money. I would take it. Other times I'd be like, okay, I'll cover the other team's spread. I'll take their +5 spread. All right, maybe I'll win on both. I would do all of that. I wouldn't just sit and go, all right, it's done. And then watch what happens. Second inning. Whoa, what just happened? The Cubs just got 5 runs in the second inning. It's now 6-5. And the odds are the same. Like they're both -112. What just happened? You had your chance. Again, I think it all goes down. God bless you, 26079 Smith. You have your chance. It comes down to greed. It comes down to greed when you don't cover. So when you do cover, all right, and you win, you go, okay, maybe I shouldn't have covered. I should have just stuck through with it. But you're left with a profit, right? You've left with a profit. Yeah, I have my NCAA pick on my website. And again, it's a huge underdog. So it's not something that I'm like supremely confident about. I code what the Holy Spirit guides me to code. And it's a very interesting code. You always learn from my codes, and more often than not, they hit. Futures is different. Like for me to get like 60% of the futures I call or whatever, or 50%, it's huge. Especially when you throw in stuff like Napoli +700, Barcelona were +400. Real Madrid were the big favourite for it. Gone to Arsenal when they were +140 or whatever they were. Haaland was +450 to win the Golden Boot. Napoli, I've already said Napoli. Like last year, Liverpool +900 FA Cup. Warriors +1100 for the NBA. So you just add them all up, and the amount of times I've done in-play stuff where teams +700 and wins, that's like a huge future. Just goes under the radar for a lot of people. So yeah, just be smart in this game, guys. If you're gonna do it and you're gonna participate in it, you have to play smart. This algorithm is very smart. It's not the players. Like the really nice guy called Steve from Canada messages me a lot, and he's like, I'm at the game again in the MLS, and the players are staging it again, and this guy deliberately missed, and the keeper deliberately let the ball go through his legs, and the referee made a decision which was clearly dubious. I'm like, I don't think for a second the players are controlling it. And again, that's why I want to get people to this level of what I do every day. When you see that, you rarely see that, and you go, geez, so if it isn't man, what is it? It can't be man. I'm past the man part. Anyone still saying it's man, it's because they're not very good at coding. So it's like, who is it? It's God for me. And that makes so much more sense. Because it's so perfect, it's so wild, it's so perfectly executed. Perhaps the devil's involved, but I've told you he ultimately works for God. So again, I had to do what I always do. I was like, here you go. Here's the Gareth Bale scissor kick for Real Madrid in the Champions League final against Liverpool. Did they rehearse that? No, they didn't rehearse that one. You can't pick and choose what they're rehearsing and what they're not, because the code's so perfect. It's going all the way back to the beginning of the history of these teams, of these leagues. It's perfect for it to match up every single day. No scripts are being flipped. All right, Arsenal are not top of the league because their manager's so incredible. All right, it's the code why Arsenal are top of the league. It's the code why Arteta's coaching them. It's the code why Arteta played for Barcelona. Guardiola played for Barcelona. All right, and then you've got Arsenal and Barcelona top of the leagues. You had Arteta began his career at Barcelona. Told you Guardiola, Barcelona's greatest ever coach, one of their best central midfielders that they've ever had. Arteta then coached under Guardiola at Man City. Vincent Kompany was Guardiola's captain at Man City and now is top of the league in the Championship. And Man City just beat them 6-0 for another hat-trick for Haaland, who I told you all at the beginning is going to kill it this season because of his numbers and his beast connection. Said he's going to score a ridiculous amount of goals. And I've told you, most people just said to me, no, he ain't. He's going to need time to adapt. I said, no, he's not. He's going to dominate. And he has. And he's not particularly a good footballer. And I know I'm going to get ruined by a few people for that. But if you watch Haaland play, he's not the greatest footballer to watch, is he? So a friend messaged me today saying, I think Haaland's a machine, being serious. I was like, no, he's not. He's a fallen angel. He's not a machine. All right? It's not a machine. I know they call them like goal machines and all of that. They're fallen angels, guys. They live amongst us. They got cast out of heaven to earth. They're here. Where do you think they're going to represent themselves? On the world stage, where they feed off your energy. Look into demonology. They feed off energy. So, of course, they're going to be in the Premier League or in Hollywood or the top of politics. Because that's where they get a lot of energy. Think about those stadiums, the energy. You get charged to enter. All right? The friction between the fans, the positive and negative of the fans at the end of the game more often than not, connected to a battery. All right? It's wild. No, it's true. He ain't that good. He ain't, is he? There's certain players. Hey, Todd. How you doing, brother? There's certain players you look at and you go, wow, that is a great player. I've told you, I used to always talk about Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry, by the way, who won number 14. And Arsenal are going for the 14th league title. First title in 19 years. 1914 is when World War I began on 28/7. Today leaves 287 days left in the year. And that's why I told you in Arsenal's 28th game, number 7, Saka was the star man. Because it's the code. Again, Saka ain't a great footballer. Called it a while ago. Saka ain't great. It's a little fragile demon. All right? I've told you, somebody like Thierry Henry, wow. Dennis Bergkamp, wow. You watch them play, you'd go, wow, your jaw would drop. I honestly think the standard of these players has dropped dramatically as well. Like your Zidane's when he played, who's another demon. You know what I mean, guys? Zidane, he won the World Cup, he won the Euros, he won multiple Champions Leagues. He goes to Real Madrid with no coaching experience, wins the Champions League 3 seasons in a row. Really? Are you kidding me? So, of course, an incredibly talented footballer. That doesn't mean that he should be a great coach. It's the code. Zizou, ZZ, you're 26. Ronaldinho. Just some of the stuff Ronaldinho could do, you're like, oh my goodness. Like, again, phenomenal player. But it's like you look at the players now, like, yeah, okay, Mbappe is a decent player. Take away his speed. Is he really that good? But yeah, you watch Mbappe, all right. Neymar's one of the most overrated players I've ever seen in my life. Another female pretending to be a man with a demon inside of her is Neymar. Go on my Instagram and look at the photo of Neymar stood next to Serena Williams. Tell me who the male is in that photograph. Tell me, if you study anatomy. Who is it? Who are these world-class players now? So you've got Arsenal, guys. Their squad is average. If Arsenal right now, today, were 10th in the league, all right, not one person would bat an eyelid. Not one person would be going, oh my goodness, have you seen Arsenal's squad? Why are they 10th? You go, yeah, look at it. It ain't great, is it? But they're 8 points clear. Man City's second team on paper is better than Arsenal's. Or it'd give it a good game. So it's just the code at this point, guys. If Man City do come back and win it, I'll be majorly shocked. And by the way, this number 77 for Napoli, he was born 2001. Born the year of 9/11. And Super Bowl 57 was just on his birthday. On his 22nd birthday, guys. He's from Georgia. I've told you all about the George connections. I've gone on and on. King George, George Floyd, Georgia Guidestones, St. George's flag, George Orwell. Got Prince William's son, Prince George. You had Boy George going in Big Brother. Got all this George symbolism. And now we have this Napoli player from Georgia. Born the year of 9/11, number 77, all connects to flight 77 with 9/11. It is biblical, guys. It is beyond biblical. And I'm not certain that they're aware of it, but the symbolism with the celebrations tells me that they either are aware or they're possessed. Somebody's doing those celebrations. It's either they're doing it consciously aware of what they're doing or they're demonically possessed. Either way, they're all doing them. They're all doing them. Why? Remember back in the day, right? Every second is a revelation. Bang on. I was watching Man United Fulham and it all popped up for like 4 minutes. Oh, I didn't look into that. I was happy Man United won technically, so they still in the FA Cup for them to win it. But what was it? Fulham got 2 players sent off after 72 minutes. I've been talking about 9 a lot recently. Go on my website, you've seen that. 7 + 2 is 9. Fulham went down to 9 men. Seeing 9s all over, guys, because it is the number of completion, because it's the last single-digit number. So, yeah, I didn't expect many people in this live. I've told you, this time of the night, everyone in England's asleep. But this is wild, guys. And, Arsenal, they've got Gabriel, the centre-half, who scored more goals from a corner than any other player this season, as far as I'm aware. You've got Gabriel Jesus. You've got Gabriel Martinelli. It all connects to the Archangel Gabriel. Mikel Arteta has a son called Gabriel Arteta. 13 years old. I've told you, today, Arsenal won 4-1 the 13th prime to give Palace the 13th loss. Literally as a kid, guys, again, Arteta is a woman. Lego head. Tiny little head. Has a kid called Gabriel. And you've got, how many, tell me this. And I might be wrong. So tell me if I am. 9 - 3 = 6. Nice. Yeah, William handballs it to stop a goal. Then he got a red card. Then Mitrovic and the coach lost their heads. I'll ask you this, Dimev. And again, a lot of the stuff I state, I'm not saying it because I know, because I don't. Do you think this? as I have 31 in the live, 11 likes, 31 the 11th prime. I was born on my dad's 31st birthday. My favourite number is 11. 31 plus 11 is 42 for the beast. So, do you think... Oh, no, let me go back to what I was saying first. Are there any other footballers in the Premier League whose first name is Gabriel? So, you've got 3 for Arsenal. Is there any other players in the Premier League whose first name is Gabriel? There might be. Let me know. And as you're thinking about that, I'll go back to what I was about to say. I've got to go soon. I'm really tired. What was I going to say? All right. Do you think before the game began, and I'll have to watch it myself, that Mitrovic, Willian, and the coach knew what they were going to do, knew they were going to get sent off, because the script said so? And then they overreacted because they're Hollywood actors. Just for what? What was the purpose behind it? For Vegas? Well, nearly everybody bet on Man United to beat Fulham. That was actually not good for Vegas, as people keep blaming Vegas. So it's funny how they're calling Barcelona. I think Real Madrid got a goal disallowed. So tell me this. Are they all aware of it? Was that all planned? Was everything you see on TV, because it is a production, I get it. But remember, it's scripted. It connects to scripture. It's biblical scripture more than man writing scripts. It's where people get lost. They get lost in it. Did Willian and your boy Mitrovic, yes, he's got a short fuse, and the Fulham coach, did they know they were going to get sent off and know it was going to be after 72 minutes and know they were going to lose 3-1? How often do I tell you when a game's 1-1? More often than not, it finishes 3-1. Or if a game finishes 3-1, the score was 1-1 at one point because 31's the 11th prime. Told you all of that. Scripture, scripted, prescription, or scripts. Bang on. So what I'm trying to show you all, again, one of the only people in the world doing it, it's not the Vatican writing scripts. It's not Vegas writing scripts. It's not some genius writing scripts. I don't think it's an AI system writing scripts. I think it's God and the devil. All right? It ain't just about money. It's energy. Told you energy is currency. Currency is money. That's what it comes down to. The devil will have you believe everything's about money. And in the case of the World Cup was in Qatar because it was money, it was corrupt. Come on. Those who organize the World Cup own the monetary system. Break it down. Simple. Jesus spoke in a parables, yep. So, there you have it. Arsenal, looking good. You can never write out Guardiola with his code and his satanic connections. But Arsenal look great. Barcelona look like it's done and dusted. Touch wood. Napoli, it's done. I'm going to say that it's done. It's done. Napoli is done. So, crazy. The devil is not a god. He wants the credibility of the true God. That's why Lucifer was cast out, brother. Because he wanted to be on par with God. And he got cast out of heaven because of his ego. And he lost. He lost the war in heaven. Oh, by the way, my friend Ali, a girl, sweet girl, she read the first 18 or 19 pages of my illusion book. And she said, wow, I can't wait for people to read that. She said, wow, I can relate with a lot of that. And I was like, I haven't even got started. That's just the introduction. Did you know about the clock? No. I don't care about these games. Like, sometimes I'll code a game. I have to keep an eye on it to maybe help a few people out in play, like the Miami game. But I'm kind of past wanting to do that now. I give you my codes. I give you my time. I've given you my knowledge. All of this I've learned myself. I pass it down to you. You have to start figuring it out yourself. If you've been on the site for a while, I get it if you're new. if you've been there for a while now, you must have picked up how I'm teaching you, what to look out for. Rather than leaving me comments saying, should I go in now? Should I catch out? You've got, come on. I'm not just waiting here at my computer, waiting for somebody to leave a comment to see, oh, maybe I can help this person right now. I do have a life. I'll give you my codes. You know how I code. Trust the code or don't. Hey, Adam, how you doing? Hey, Sideman. Sideman did an exceptional code for an Ajax player, Tadic, to score today. It was really impressive. I think Sideman, who, hey, Alto, another great coder. I think Sideman in my community is this close to being really, really good. I think it's pretty unfortunate with some of his codes. I'll give you an example. Today he had the draw in Barcelona, Real Madrid. Great finds. I was just hoping Barcelona would win. When they went down, I was like, oh, no. Drama. It's going to be 6 points between them. But he did a code for the draw. I told you he did Tadic, amazing code. And soon as it goes, Simon, if you're watching me, bro, soon as it's like 85 minutes and it's a draw and your code's a draw, you take your money. Or you cover, like, for example, it was 1-1 in Barcelona, Real Madrid. You cover over 2.5 goals. You could even get on either team to win was plus 180. Just learning the art of okay, I did this code. It might not hit. It might not always hit. But it's put me in a situation now where financially I'm going to profit if I'm smart. I think you're very close to being really good. But you've been a bit unfortunate recently. But what I love about you is day in, day out, you keep posting codes. And you keep learning. And the ones you do get right, they're bang on. They're absolutely bang on. So keep going. Don't feel down. Don't get fed up if you miss a few because your codes are really good. And I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone who leaves their codes and the comments and their finds. All right. That's what it's there. It's a tool to learn. Don't have to take everybody's pick. You know what I mean? They're just putting what they find interesting, who they like. And then you've got to do what you want with that information. Trust my picks. I'm beyond consistent. Maybe just go with mine if you want, but there's plenty of other people offering amazing insights. And then look at what they offer and maybe add to it. I go, I've seen what he's done there, but he hasn't looked at that possibility. I remember I've done that many times where somebody's posted a code. I thought, wait, they've not looked at the other team, have they? Because I've seen something straight away for this other team. And I'm like, wait, their code looks too good to be true. Sometimes they are too good to be true. I was like, let me look into that other team. I remember I did it many times. I'm like, okay, no, I don't like that guy's code. I'm going completely against it and I'm going to post. And those times is when they pretty much always hit. Now, I've told you, who's this in the chat? Marky. I know you probably don't watch a lot of my stuff. You're clearly not on my website. So I made this all clear at the beginning of the live stream. Before the season began, you pick your futures, don't you, at the beginning? I had Man City, I had Haaland Golden Boot, I had Napoli Serie A, I had Barcelona La Liga, I had Ajax in the Dutch League. I'm not sure about that anymore, but we'll see. Spurs FA Cup or Man United, but it was Spurs was the number one that I posted. Then we see what goes on with the Kansas City Chiefs. We see the red theme. We see the war theme, all the stuff I'm on top of in my live streams, all the codes I'm doing perfectly. And then I go back to previous videos. I see Arsenal started the season 9-11, 9-1-1 in the first 11th game, just like Barcelona did. I make all the connections. On my website, when Arsenal was still the second favourite, plus 140, I've done a book for Arsenal about 7 weeks ago. Don't know exactly how long, I lose track of time. So Man City, before the season began, were like 1-4 or something. So I don't think anyone took them at the beginning. And you see things play out throughout the season. More often than not, I can be bang on with it. But this stuff that happens, like I said, this whole red theme, all the red teams, Chiefs win the Super Bowl, Man United win the League Cup. There's all sorts of success with teams wearing red. So no, I don't think Man City win it, and I ain't saying that now because Arsenal are 8 points back ahead. Sorry, go on my website, read the post I've done for Arsenal. I really want Arsenal to win the league to reveal the code, because it's in the top 10 for sure that I've ever done if Arsenal win it. And I know all the pundits are saying, well, it's Arsenal, they're going to choke. They could win all the games. I said 4 or 5 games ago that Arsenal could technically win out. And since then, they've won 5 or 6 games in a row. Said they could win out and end on 99 points. 9 times 11 is 99. Prince Philip died at age 99, 99th day of the year. I was like, oh, maybe they lose 1 or draw 3 and they end on 96. But don't write off Arsenal. That would mean they'd have to go to the Etihad and beat City, but why not? It's the code. But we'll see. You'll see. Man City hardly ever lose. They hardly ever lose a game, especially in the league. So them losing more points will be a shock, but whatever the code is. I know I have Haaland Golden Boot, and look, he's pretty much already won it. Plus 450. Yes, I did Man City at the beginning. I did. This is where people get lost, guys. Let's listen. I ain't here to fight any of you. I respect you all. Solly March scored after 15 minutes on 15th of March. Yeah, I called it instantly. I had Brighton to win that game. So at the beginning of the season, with a quick code and looking at the odds, I said Man City for the league, Haaland Golden Boot. That's what I said. As the league's played out, I still was liking Man City early on. Arsenal were getting more and more Queen numbers, especially around the World Cup. You've got to be on my website to see what I post. You've got to read my Queen book, the stuff I've got with Arsenal. All right, with the coronavirus, everything. Read it. This was done. The Queen book, when did I release that? Can't even remember. So saying stuff like, I was speaking to Ali about this today, how people have a certain belief and they won't go off it through ego, through being stubborn, through lack of knowledge. I caught Arsenal at plus 140 with one of the best codes of my life when they had the same points, I think, as Man City. They were plus 140. Man City were the favourite. So let's say this, say if anyone took Man City, at the beginning of the season, which I doubt at 1-4, if they took my Arsenal code at plus 140 with the same amount of money, they're up. But again, people don't look at it. They don't see the big picture. It's like, you said that at the beginning. You said this. You said that. It's like you can't adapt. You can't see how it's all playing out. Let's look at this then. This is the reality. 18 months ago, right? So Alto still thinks City win it. If you read my Arsenal code, you probably won't. So, but they could win it. And I ain't going to go back and say, I told you Man City would win it. I told you no, because it's Arsenal. 18 months. And I've got videos on it, multiple. 18 months before the World Cup began. I told you all Argentina. I did a live stream about it. I posted a code about it. I said, Argentina World Cup, right? You all know that. Or maybe you don't. But I can share the video. My first pick was Argentina, blatant. All in on Argentina. Posted it on my thing. They were 11-1. That's my team, Argentina, right? Anyone on my Patreon knows that. Queen died. It got me thinking about England more. Because I saw their numbers, I was like, oh, geez. Because I said the Queen was going to die right before the World Cup. And if she does, that's a great sign for England. Looking back, I regret it because I think it would have woken up too many people if the Queen died. Then they win the World Cup. And obviously the only time England won the World Cup is when the Queen handed them the trophy in 66. But again, maybe there was a tiny part of me hoping England would win it. But since I was a child, one of my dreams was to witness England win the World Cup. This was when I was kind of falling out of love with football. But I still had a bit like, okay, if England win it, all right, that will be pretty special. But so maybe that element taught me into England a bit. But I never went off Argentina. I never said don't back Argentina. So going into the World Cup, I said Argentina, England, Brazil. One of those teams win it for me. And I'll put my hands up and say, oh my goodness, I've got this completely wrong if none of them win. 11-1 Argentina, 9-1 England, 6-1 Brazil. Who won Argentina? I said put $100 on all three of them. If one of them wins, you're guaranteed a minimum $300. If Argentina win, you get $800. How is that me losing? So if you're going to say you said Man City for the league, right? Because I said them first. Can I go around telling everyone I said Argentina for the World Cup 18 months before? So make your mind up. What is it? Pick and choose. I adapt. I see through it. And I'm about 80% every month with my sports picks. Just please tell me anyone else you know who's doing that for $10. I love hearing about the sports, even though I don't know much. I'm a huge student of history and can see a lot through the point of view. Superb Al showed the colours during halftime. Brilliant, Sammy. Yeah, history connects to professional sports, to economic crashes, to wars, to pandemics, to who's going to be the upcoming presidents or prime ministers, to deaths. It all syncs up, and that's the beauty of this code. You see that the whole world we live in is connected. Universe, uni means one. The prefix uni means one. Everything's beautifully synced up. And what the devil's done is just separate everything. And what I'm trying to show you through the Holy Spirit is how everything's connected. What's Tom Brady got to do with the Queen? What's the Queen got to do with Pope Francis? What's Pope Francis got to do with Messi? I've shown you. Day in, day out, day in, day out. They connect to Revelation, which is the end times. They connect to biblical prophecy. You just have to understand the verses. You go, right? You go to 10 of your friends and ask them to give you 3 biblical verses. Tell me how many of them can. Right? Now go to 10 of your friends and say, tell me 3 names of the Kardashians. Tell me how many know them. Tell me. That's the world we're living in. Ask somebody 3 biblical verses. Well, I don't know. Who cares? God's not real. Or tell me 3 of the Kardashians. Oh, yeah, Kim, Kourtney, Khloe. They know that. So the stuff that I discuss, the stuff that I reveal, unless you have the Holy Spirit lit within you, yeah, Man City have a great chance of not winning the trophy. They have a great chance of not winning it. They're favourites for the Champions League. They're favourites for the FA Cup. Guardiola pretty much wins something every season. This could be a season where he doesn't. I found your channel through Zach Hubbard because someone mentioned that you did footy and that's the sport I have good knowledge in, not basketball, American football. I appreciate that. Yeah, what I did was this. Will the Glazers go for Man United? Just know the Glazers also own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's why Brady witnessed Ronaldo became the all-time leading international goal scorer when Ronaldo scored 3 goals against Tottenham in a 3-2 win. Brady retired the 32nd day of the year, which I predicted 18 months ago. There's 32 teams in the NFL. There's 32 teams that play in the World Cup. Ronaldo's got 32 all-time trophies. So do I think the Glazers are going to leave? Yeah, probably. I think the Saudis are going to invest. It all comes back to the Bible. It comes back to the Middle East. That's why Ronaldo went to Saudi Arabia. Now you've got Arabs looking to buy Man United. The Glazers are working for the devil, guys. Stan Kroenke, who owns the LA Rams and Arsenal and Colorado Avalanche, is working for the devil, all right? You can't get to the top of this satanic system without working for Satan. You can have relative success. All right, depends how you define success. But to get to that level, to own a club, multiple clubs, franchises, you're working for the devil. When people are biased of a team, they usually don't win. Yep, that's why I don't have any bias anymore. I don't watch any sports games. Any. When Man United won the League Cup, there was zero emotion on my face. And I was a huge United fan, as you all know. I don't watch any of the sports. I code them. I keep an eye on the scores in play every now and again if I'm not busy. I find that interesting. Like I said, Arsenal, 28th game in the league, score after 28 minutes, the first goal. 28 weeks before their foundation day anniversary. I find that interesting. I enjoy that still. So why do I do professional football? One, because I played at Bradford City and Hollywood, and I know football inside out. I've got my own coaching company. Two, it's the most watched, played sport in the world. Zach Hubbard will tell you he coded Argentina for the World Cup. But again, we know when you look at my code for Argentina and his whole thing was just Pope Francis. That was one tiny element of it. So I told him, name like 3 Premier League players. He couldn't. He don't have a clue. So I thought, all right, this is the most watched league in the world. That's why I've got a book about the World Cup. I'm very grateful to everybody who's read that and bought that. My book on the World Cup will blow your mind. It's absolutely remarkable. And it is. I coded nearly every game in the World Cup correct. Again, if you're watching and you're in the chat now and you're on my website and you've been on it a while, I coded nearly every game in the World Cup correct. And it's in my book. And you'll see why Messi got 7 goals in 7 games and won the World Cup 7 days before Christmas Day, which is supposedly Jesus Christ's birthday, which is not. But Messi's known as the Messiah. He mocks Jesus all the time. Loves to celebrate like that, like Jesus on a cross. So I can decode everything without being annoying. Certain things are harder. Like, so if you're asking me to decode the World Series baseball, Mexico, Japan, I could, but then I need to find the stats. I need to look into the history. I don't have any knowledge of the coaches. Like NBA, Premier League, I know the coaches, boom. I know the dates of birth off by heart, most of them. All right. I know the numbers that they connect with. I know the history. I know when they were founded, just off the top of my head. If you ask me now to decode the World Series baseball, Mexico against Japan, it's going to take me too much time. So I could. When you really break down the code and get to a certain level, you can code practically anything. It's just whether you're willing to give your time to it. If I just wanted to code sports, that's it. Again, on my website, I post so much. It ain't just sports. That's a big part of it. That ain't all I do. I'd say it's about 65, 70% maybe. The other 30, talking about anatomy, psychology. I'm coding wars, talking about all sorts of stuff. Predictive programming. The list goes on, connecting everything. But yeah, I could code it. I'm not going to though. I'll have a look into the upcoming World Series. I'll have a look at that. That'll be interesting. Maradona died and Messi started winning trophies. Yeah, exactly, Danny. I've told you, I think Maradona's demon possessed Messi. I think they can do that transfer. I think Pele's went to Mbappe. And then my code backs it all up. Watch my videos about Maradona and Messi. Watch my videos about Messi and Ronaldo. Guys, Mbappe and Messi play for Paris Saint-Germain. They're sponsored by Qatar Airways. They were the best 2 players in the World Cup in Qatar. All right? They're possessed, guys. Your little 5'5" Messi, whatever he is, 5'7", is a demon, a fallen angel. They're not all big, tall giants. That's the Nephilim. So you're worshipping basically demons. Kobe Bryant died on Wayne Gretzky's birthday, January 26th, and Jose Mourinho's birthday, and Brendan Rodgers' birthday. Do I think Messi will go back to Barcelona? I don't know, but I predicted he'd go to Paris Saint-Germain a year and a half before he did with my code, connecting him with Pope Francis. And remember, the Jesuits were founded in Paris, France. I had numbers with him and his relationship with Neymar. Remember, Neymar was born exactly 7 years after CR7. They're both born February the 5th. All right? Literally, Neymar was born exactly 7 years after Ronaldo. And then Messi gets 7 goals in the World Cup in 7 games. 7 days before Christmas, the World Cup final. He came in, guys, Messi, to that World Cup with 6 World Cup goals in 19 games. 6-19, what's that? Michael Jordan's draft date, June the 19th. Who sponsored Paris Saint-Germain? Jordan. 619. Connects to Rey Mysterio, another demon. Little, tiny Mexican who's been wrestling 25 years at the top. All right? Because it's a demon. There's so many other wrestlers, Lucha Libre, that can do a lot of the stuff Rey Mysterio does. And now look at Rey Mysterio, his son, Dominic, who the crowd just hate because he's got no charisma and he's not a great wrestler. He gets to perform on the world stage in WWE. It's the part of these lineages, or they're just fallen angels, or the demons. Again, if someone like Rey Mysterio is taking part in satanic rituals, and that's what got him to where he was, of course he's going to get his son or daughter, whatever they are. You know, I tell you, a lot of them are born one sex and then present themselves as the other sex. You're going to do it, aren't you? That's why, for example, Peter Schmeichel, Satanist. They were saying, like, if you go back, I'm going to have to go in a few minutes. I feel terrible, all right? In regards to, I think Messi will go back to Barcelona. No, I don't. He'll probably end up going to Saudi Arabia. Or he keeps talking about going to the MLS. If he goes to New York or LA, you know why. He'll go to Los Angeles, the Angels, connects to Lucifer. So, I forgot what I was going to say because I'm tired. What was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. Something about demonic possession. Yeah, I forgot. I'm tired. I just wanted to break down the Arsenal game, why Barcelona top of the league, and a few other things. The NBA code that I just did. So I appreciate you all guys for watching, supporting me. By the way, Maradona died at age 60. He was born in 1960, and Maradona is so connected to Messi. And Messi's first ever World Cup goal, he made the score 6-0. Like 60. Kobe Bryant's last ever game, 60 points. Numerology, that's 6, guys. Congrats to the winners, Agent D. AI sounds like AI, yeah. AI as well is 19. Artificial intelligence. A is the first letter, I is the 9th. AI, 19. COVID-19. Arsenal could win their first league title in 19 years. The 19-year moon cycles. Queen Elizabeth, supposedly she got vaccinated for COVID-19 on January the 9th, 19, like 19. Remember Kobe Bryant supposedly raped a 19-year-old girl in Colorado. World War II began on a date written 19, the 1st of September. All right. You think we're getting another sports season after summer? Tough. I don't know. I'm not even going to predict. I think World War III gets triggered this year and kicks off next year. And if there's a world war, I know historically, if you look at wars, the leagues, there's no leagues. They stop. If you go back to World War I and World War II, and like, that's why there wasn't some World Cups during the war. They cancelled the World Cups. It's just whether they're going to restart them up after the war. I don't know. I think this will be the third and final war. I've told you, I think we're in Revelation. I think we're in the end times. I ain't afraid. So, again, I get a lot of people ask me really intense questions like that and put me on the spot. And because people expect me to be perfect, they'll say, you said that this, you said definitely there'd be no Super Bowl next year. No, I'm saying if World War gets triggered, they'll shut down all the leagues. If there's a world war going on, all right, genuine world war, there's not going to be teams going on planes playing against each other. You're going to be not focusing on who's going to win a football game. You're going to be focusing on whether you're going to die or not. If you're going to be in the army, if you've got enough food, you ain't going to worry about professional sports. So again, we'll watch. Let's see. As of now, there's sports. As of now, I can code them. As of now, I can show you they all connect, and they're all connected to Revelation. If they shut down all the leagues, I'm not going to say I told you so, because I don't know. I don't know, do I? I don't know everything that people seem to think I should know. Why? I'm a normal lad who's pretty smart, full of the Holy Spirit. I get most of my predictions right. I get some wrong, and the ones I get wrong, everyone lets me know about them. And that's fine. So that's the world we live in. It's okay by me now. It used to annoy me, not as much. It used to really annoy me. You all right? Fall, and then it really locks up February, March. Yeah, I think so. 2024, remember Russia invaded the Ukraine February the 24th, 224. So if it really kicks off 2024, it makes sense. 240 years after the US were founded. Kobe Bryant's numbers, Kobe Bryant Day, 248 connects to Pluto. So I think it gets triggered this year because the US turns 247 years old. That connects to time, 24 hours, 7 days in a week. 247 is the 13th pentagonal number. The US has been to 12 major world wars. No, guys, I'm tired. The US have been to 12 major wars. They're going to go at the 13th. It probably gets triggered in the 247th year that it was founded, the 13th pentagonal number. All right? That's all I'm going to say. Probably. All right? So, beautiful. Woohoo, baby. World War III is on its way, so is Jesus, yeah? The war's going to come before that. The Antichrist is going to come before that. I believe Jesus will come in our lifetime. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. I just believe he will. None of us know. All the signs are there. Everything within the book of Revelation is playing out. War, famine, violence. Don't know the difference between a man and a woman. Economic crashes. Godless society. Society full of ego. Society full of sin. Famine, food shortages. It's here. Freaking here. As written in the book, it's here now. Yeah, I've got to go. I'm knackered. I'm beyond tired. I really hope I get some sleep. I only slept for 2 hours yesterday. All right, guys, I appreciate you all. Appreciate all of you, especially on the website who support me, allow me to do this where I'm not stuck in the matrix. And I've said if I ever do somehow lose this website or lose my following, I'd really see no reason why that would happen. I'm just taking a year off. I'll just take a year off. All right. Much love, guys. All right. Take care. God wins. That's the only thing you need to know. All right. God wins. All right. Take care. God bless you all. 6079 Smith. God bless you, mate. I'll read your last comment before I go. October the 3rd, 2023 is the 30th anniversary of Mike and Barry getting married. Good night, guys. Good night. Listen to my nose. Sick. But it's all right. I'll push on. I'm going to shower. Bye, guys.